Number 76, 6 foot 228 pound senior. Number 76, Alex Atkins. Number 81, 6 foot 2, 232 pound sophomore, starting at receiver. Number 81, Drew Dunaway. Head coach of the Miamisburg Vikings, Mr. Lance Schneider.
I'm writing them down.
At Miamisburg Vision, we serve patients from infancy to elderly. Our friendly trained staff and doctors can help you see and look your best. Our doctors not only examine your eyes with glasses and contacts, but we also do vision therapy and medical eye care. When was the last time you had your eyes examined? Go Vikings! For almost 40 years, Rucker Landscaping Company has been adding beauty and value to homes and businesses all over the Dayton region. We love our work, and it shows in our team, our equipment, and of course, our landscaping and maintenance services. If your home or office needs landscaping, give us a call. I promise you, you'll be impressed. Speaking of being impressed, Miamisburg is an impressive community, full of great people, great businesses, awesome homes and communities, and of course, great schools where great things happen. Good luck, Vikings. Go get another win.
There's a movement to take back financial freedom, to take back banking. Kickoff is checking that rewards you for doing everyday things that you're already doing anyway.
Say something else.
I can hear you. Can you hear me at all?
There we go.
Okay, we were just Carl. Can you flip over to the Miamisburg keys real quick so I can write them down in case the screen flickers? Yes. Oh, never mind. It does not every time, but it seems like sometimes between switching cameras it'll flicker. I think
West Carrollton will be receiving the kickoff from the north end of the stadium. Miamisburg Vikings will receive south.
7 minutes. All right, and welcome here to Holland Field for tonight's opening MVCC game of the week, presented by Kettering Health. It'll be the West Carrollton Pirates versus the Miamisburg Vikings. Jared Bergstrom and Andy Horton. Andy, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to West Carrollton's head coach, Dion Black.
So, Jared, Dion Black, this is his third year as head coach for the Pirates. Before he came to the Pirates, he was an assistant for Trotwood in their 2018-2019 state championship run. Keys to the game for the Pirates. They're going to have to keep feeding their star running back, Darby. Tyron Darby was absolutely amazing last year, rushing for nearly 900 yards in 7 games, and he also had 12 touchdowns. Also, they're going to have to keep third downs manageable for their new quarterback because Kamari Cleveland is no longer around for this team. It's going to be tough for Logan Cloyd to take over at quarterback. And on defense, they're going to have to contain Christian Davis. Christian Davis he's just a lot to handle on the defensive end. He led the Vikings in receptions, rushing yards, and touchdowns last season. He's just a monster. And if the Pirates are going to be successful here tonight, they're going to have to get off the field on third down. When they played against the Vikings last season, they did not do a very good job doing that. The Vikings were 6 of 10 on third down conversion, so they're going to have to do a better job of getting off the field. Jared, how about you tell us about the Vikings?
Vikings are head coached by Lance Schneider. This is the start of his 3rd season. He had a successful stint up in Northmont years ago and also was quarterback for the Wayne Warriors back when he played in his high school days. Quick offensive keys for the Vikings. They're going to have to keep Davis involved. You said he's the one that's all over the field, all over the stat sheet for the Vikings. He's going to have to probably be involved in almost every play, I think, for the Vikings to be successful. Next, you got to utilize Jackson McGowan. He's 6'5". He plays basketball. He can go up over a defender and get that ball if it's a jump ball situation. Defensively, you're going to have to limit the big plays. Miamisburg, the last couple seasons, a little bit younger at the safety and outer defensive positions. They give up those big plays from time to time, and West Carrollton can strike at any given moment. And finally, you gotta force turnovers. Miamisburg was like 2nd to the top in turnovers given away last year on the offensive end. Defense didn't force that many, so they're gonna have to do that. Give their offense a short field to work with tonight and keep this Vikings dominance in this rivalry. 13-1 in the last 14 attempts between these two schools. So it'll be a good game, and we are just about ready for the national anthem, so we'll toss it down here and this is your MVCC Game of the Week. Week number 1, presented by Kettering Health.
Tonight, presenting our colors, we have a combined honor guard with members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Post 3438, and members of the American Legion Post 165 and 598. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with freedoms like no other. Please stand with us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Holland Field and the TKDS Sports featured Game of the Week. I'm Jackson Lycap, joined with my partner.
All right, here we go, just about ready for kickoff here in the first game of the season for the MVCC Game of the Week. The Miamisburg Vikings will host the West Carrollton Pirates. West Carrollton will play all in black. Miamisburg will be all in gray. Andy, who is a quick player to watch out for on the West Carrollton side besides Darby, the running back?
All right, so Jared, besides Darby, Tyron Darby, who is definitely the first guy that I would watch, I would probably start looking at Logan Cloyd. I mentioned that he's a first-year quarterback, and I'm very interested to see how he's able to handle his first start as a quarterback. Last year, he was a tight end, and he was not very involved in the offense. Ended up having about 6 catches. I think it was about 85 yards last year. So he was good in his position, but he just didn't, he wasn't very involved. It'd be interesting to see how he handles his first start as a quarterback.
Looks like Miamisburg is about ready to kick off. It'll be number 9, Thomas Money. It'll be interesting to see. Miamisburg has not really had a strong kicker that can get it down and try and pin the opposing team deep. But we'll see if Mooney has the leg. He was the kicker last year for the Vikings. Back deep to receive for the Pirates. It looks like you have number 6, Tony Buckner. And I cannot tell on the far side.
Tony Buckner, one of their backup running backs.
Mooney boots it, and we're underway for the 2021 season. Buckner fields it at about the 3. Cuts it to the outside. He breaks one tackle and pushed out of bounds at the 27.
That was a really nice return there by Buckner, able to shed a couple tackles, get out of bounds up around the 30-yard line. Make that the 27.
So it'll be interesting to see how will the Pirates come out with new, can you call it a junior freshman with this being his first game as starting quarterback?
You can call him a rookie.
We'll go rookie. So it'll be Logan Cloyd under center, well, in the backfield actually. Darby's going to be set right behind him. Darby gets it, and he is tackled in the backfield. About a 2-yard loss there.
That was a nice tackle right there. That was number 62, it looks like.
That was Avery Burden with the tackle there. Got in through the line. He kind of did that J.J. Watt swim move, got through his block, and ended up with a loss of 1 on the play.
Able to get into the backfield, and I don't think the Vikings could really ask for a much better start to this season.
You're going to have 2 to the bottom here for the Pirates. Cloyd fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to his right, and it's incomplete.
That one was high. That was Cedric Anthony, the intended wide receiver on the play. Not quite tall enough to reel that one in.
And now you hear the patented Viking horn in the background. It means it's 3rd down here in Miamisburg.
Gotta wonder if there's a little bit of early game jitters here for Cloyd.
That last throw, it looked like it was maybe a little bit rushed. It looked like he heard the footsteps behind him. But, you're going to have to get that and put that behind you as this game goes on.
They got Jordan Berry along with Tony Buckner lined up at the bottom of the formation.
Cloyd back to pass, throws it middle of the field, makes one defender miss, gets across the 30, out to about the 35.
That was number 2, DeJuan Howard.
So interesting there, the Pirates didn't use Darby there on that first offensive set for the Pirates.
Yeah, and when you look at the replay, you can see that he does a good job making a couple guys miss, and he doesn't want to go down on the play.
No, but with those, trying to crawl for the extra yardage, you can't turn it over here. That'll be an easy turnover for the Vikings.
And now we have our first punt of the season.
You're going to see Corwin Hunt back deep to return for the Vikings.
And that was poor punt.
It takes a Pirates roll, though, and it'll be down to inside the 30. Out to about the 29-yard line, so bad punt goes with a good roll.
Got a really nice roll, favorable for the Pirates.
It almost looked like, Miamisburg did get through the line on that punt and almost got it, so maybe he had to hurry it, but that roll definitely helps out the Pirates a little bit defensively.
Definitely kind of saved them a little bit. They would have had they would have been giving some pretty rough field position to start out with.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 29, 10-12 left here in the first quarter. It'll be the Vikings' first turn on the offensive side of the ball.
We're going to get to see their quarterback, highly experienced quarterback, Justin Berry.
McGowan goes in top. Pitch out to the outside to Davis. Davis almost breaks the tackle, but it'll be enough for a Vikings first down.
He's able to get up the middle and across to the 40. That's a beautiful first carry for Christian Davis. And he looks like he's gotten bigger over the summer.
You see here in the Kettering Health replay, watch Davis comes from the top side, comes back and takes the pitch from Barry and picks up 11 yards on the play. Broke one tackle and almost got out of that second shoelace tackle.
Yeah, he's too good of a running back to bring him down with arm tackles. You're going to have to wrap him up, and a lot of times you're going to have to use multiple defenders to do it.
Barry under center, fakes the handoff to Davis. Barry escapes the defender, throws it in the middle of the field, and is complete to number 81, Drew Dunaway.
Beautiful reception by Dunaway, and good job by Barry to escape the pressure.
I thought he was going to be hitting the backfield.
He was pushed in the back, stumbled a little bit.
You see right there. And then 58 could have completed the sack there for
Logan Hinch.
I think he thought he pitched it out to
He was fooled by the handoff.
No, it fooled me. I thought that was an easy handoff, especially with how quickly Hinch got in the backfield.
Good job by Barry to regain his balance and to keep his composure, look downfield, find his open man.
And gets into ball's loose.
Fumbled snap.
And Davis falls on it back behind midfield at about the 47.
As that could have been a disaster for the Vikings.
Well, see, we talked about West Carrollton forcing turnovers, and you didn't come away with it, but I think they'll take a loss of 7 on the play.
That's a plus. Any day.
Everybody's allowed to have first week jitters, but I think that's going to be the only one before Schneider starts pulling people off the field if you're going to start putting the ball on the ground.
Yeah, you can't afford bad snaps like that. Got to have better communication, especially on the first drive of the game.
Back at their own 48. Barry back to pass, throws a bullet to Davis across the middle of the field, and is tackled at the 40.
And that's another good throw and beautiful catch by Christian Davis. We talked about before the game how he's a dual threat. He led the team in receptions and in rushing yards, and that right there just shows why. He's got great hands, stuck his hands up there, snagged that thing out of the air.
And an excellent read there by Barry. Throw it on the inside. Don't throw it to where he has to go up, and Bunker could have went up there and knocked it down. But excellent tackle there by Buckner to bring him down and only limit just to make it a 3rd and 5 instead of him breaking a tackle like we've seen Davis do so many times over the last few years.
Yeah, Buckner was one of the better players on that defense, so it was good job by him.
Barry airing it out to the far sideline, incomplete, and there is a penalty flag.
There's a lot of hand fighting down there, and it looks like it's probably going to be offensive. That's what I see.
We'll see what the ref says.
As we wait to see what the
pass interference on the defense, number 24, results in a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
So the head ref said automatic first down on the defensive pass interference. That's one of the good things about coming here to Miamisburg. We can plug in and actually hear what the penalty is from the head ref. So if you're Barry, if you're the Vikings offense, I would call that play again. I mean, he had him beat, and it looked like when he went up, it looked like his arm got pulled back. But I mean, a lot of arm checking back and forth, and it's been a one-sided rivalry, but this is still a big crosstown rivalry between these two schools.
Yeah, and last
right up the middle, Davis is going to have a 30-yard touchdown. Oh, actually, that is not Davis. That is number 8, Baylor Stickle. Fake the handoff to Davis in the backfield, and Stickle.
And that's the first time we've called his name today, probably ever, and it's a great play design there by the Vikings coaching staff. Get their explosive.
So that's a huge run there by number 8. You see him right there in the middle of your screen, Baylor Stickle. And now you're going to see Mooney on to kick it for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is out of the stadium. That might have hit someone's car. But Miamisburg scores on a 28-yard touchdown run by Baylor Stickle. and takes a 7-0 lead. So now what does the Pirates have to do on this offensive drive? They moved the ball. They got one first down, I believe, and then they stalled. But what do they have to do now?
You know, they're just gonna have to make sure that they're able to get Darby in some open space, maybe run a couple screen passes for him or something. It's Tyron Darby. He's the key to unlocking this offense. They have some other guys that are good playmakers, like Jordan Berry, along with Tony Buckner. They have a few different guys that can make plays on this offense, but it all starts with Darby. And if you can get him loose, then it'll open up room for other guys to then get loose and to maybe get this offense, get them turning.
Well, let's see if Darby comes out on this offensive possession. I did not see him out there. It was Buckner with 2 runs on the last possession for the Pirates. But let's see if West Carrollton can answer back here. 7:33 left here, and you hear Crazy Train over the Miamisburg loudspeakers. That means it's time for another kickoff. Mooney boots this one. This one fielded at about the 4. That looked like Juwan Howard. He tackled at about the 25.
That was a pretty good return there by Howard. There's not much room. Wasn't the best blocking there on the play, but he was able to make a pretty good play out of it, get out to the 25.
So here comes back number 12, Logan Cloyd, junior quarterback, making his first start for the Pirates. Let's see if he calms this down.
And you know, Jared, he's got some really high expectations he's trying to live up to, because we loved to watch Kamari Cleveland last year. He was a very explosive player, and we were expecting to see him tonight. We didn't know coming into this game that he wasn't going to be here. We thought he was still on the team. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to fill the shoes of the impressive old quarterback.
And now there was a holding penalty called during the return, so West Carrollton will be backed up to the 15-yard line. Handoff, and that is maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think so.
That time Darby was in on the play, but there was nowhere for him to go.
No blocking up front by the Pirates. That's a 2-yard loss.
So here early in this game, it's the Miamisburg front 7 has done a good job at containing this run game.
Loss of 2 on the play. Cloyd getting the call in from the sideline from Coach Dion Black. Just under 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. And now Cloyd will be in shotgun with Darby to his left.
Barry and
Buckner
to his right. To the bottom of your screen.
Cloyd back to pass, 3-step, and he is tackled back at the 10 for another 2-yard loss on the sack.
That was a great play there by the Miamisburg front 7. There's absolutely no room. The quarterback forced to step up in the pocket, and he was absorbed when he did.
By number 57, Brock Harris. So 3rd and 15 now back at the 10, and West Carrollton is just going backwards. And
this is definitely not how you wanted to start off the game.
Your second drive of the season. And I was wondering if they were going to get that horn in there. But there's the Viking horn, big 3rd and 15 here for both sides. I mean, if West Carrollton can pick this up, this is definitely a drive builder, and a flag comes in. No, West Carrollton got a time off. Timeout called with 5:49 left here in the first quarter. Miamisburg still leading 7-0. So, I mean, what do you call here on 3rd and 15? I mean, obviously it's going to be a passing play if you're the Pirates.
You know, Jared, I might just draw up a screenplay, you know, just get something positive maybe. And I know that's going to ask a lot out of your wide receivers to, you know, do a good job blocking. And their offensive line has struggled to do a good job blocking so far, so it's going to be asking a lot of your wide receivers. But if you can get Darby out in space, he can change this game in the blink of an eye all by himself.
Yeah, like we said before that timeout call, this is a big play for both sides. Miamisburg trying to keep their foot on the gas pedal, and West Carrollton trying to build something here to work on offensively, not just for this drive, but for the rest of the game. I mean, going 3 and out real quick on your first 2 possessions can be demoralizing. Cloyd rolls to his right, throws it to the middle of the field, and it's intercepted by the Vikings. Number 12, Nathan Enos, with a huge interception there, and that'll set the Vikings up in red zone territory at about the 15-yard line.
And when you watch the Kettering Health replay, you can see it's a good throw, but there's a lot of defenders in the area.
Triple covered is not where you want to go in that situation.
There's not much available there on the play, Jared, so that's a rough turnover. But just like you talked about before the game, turnovers were going to be a key for Miamisburg, and here we go.
They're +1 on the year so far. So here, senior quarterback Barry comes back out, and let's see, Baylor Stickle in the backle. Let's see if he gets the carry again. Davis at the top of the line. Motion. Barr gets the carry, and he's wrapped up and tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
That was good defense there.
Cedric Anthony with a tackle for the Pirates.
Good stop there by the Pirates.
They need to do it 2 more times to only try to give up a field goal. You don't want to give up a touchdown and fall down double digits early.
Yeah, they're not making it easy on their defense right now. Especially with they lost 3 out of their top 5 tacklers from last season. It's going to be tough for all these new faces to come in here and make big, impactful plays early.
Play clock down to 2. Let's see. And Miamisburg's going to have to take a timeout. Bad clock management here early on both sides. So 2nd and 8. Only called Davis's name twice so far. I mean, he's out there on the field, and I mean, any play he could definitely will get the ball handed off to him, but not went McGowan's way yet, like we talked about pregame.
It's very surprising, you know. When I watch this team and I watch him play, he has a huge frame. He's a massive target, and he's the type of player that most quarterbacks love to throw the ball to. So I would expect to, see him get 7 or 8 targets in tonight's game.
Like we said, surprised he hasn't yet. I mean, number 84 on the field, 6'5", and actually I don't see him out there. In the backfield, it looks like you'll have number 13, well, Barry, the quarterback, obviously. I read the wrong number. But, I mean, outside you have 19, Landon Roberts, and at the top of the screen, 81, Drew Dunaway. Barry back to pass, throws it, and it's incomplete, high intended. I think that was to number 19, Enos.
Jack Eggers.
Eggers, my apologies. So it'll be 3rd and 8.
Kind of looked like there was a miscue there on the play as that one sailed over.
There was a
intended
lot
target.
of movement. It looked like 2 come in and 1 came out, shot outside for the Vikings.
Looks like it was a wide receiver screen, and maybe the wrong wide receiver thought he was getting the ball.
Yeah, one was supposed to be blocking instead of going out to catch it. So it'll be 3rd and 8.
Barry receives the play.
Corwin Hunt and Eggers jog off the field late there. You're going to see Dunaway down here at the bottom of the screen next to Davis.
Shotgun formation for the Vikings.
Eggers to the top of the screen. Barry back to pass. Shot to the end zone. Incomplete.
That one was too far, but, I really like what the Vikings are doing here early. They're taking chances. They're being aggressive, trying to get in the end zone. Just didn't work out that time.
So that'll bring Mooney out to attempt a field goal to put them up 10. This will be about ball's at the 14, so it'll be about a 33, 34-yard field goal. 32 exactly.
The snap, the hold.
Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide left. So if you're the Pirates, that's a win. Defense come out, only gave up 2 yards and forced a missed field goal. And now let's see if Logan Cloyd and the West Carrollton Pirates can get something going on their third possession of this game. 4:45 left here in the first quarter.
Interested to see if they're able to get anything going here. Because so far, it has not gone well for them, Jared.
No, so far, up the middle is not working for the running attempts for the Pirates. You're going to have to start pitching Darby to the outside. Let Darby try and make a move for himself. Pirates come back out onto the field. 4:45 at the left on the clock, and at the 20. Cloyd back to pass. Going to roll to his right. Throws a check down to number 9, Jordan Berry. And he gets across the 25 out to the 26. And at this point, if you're West Carrollton, you're taking positive plays.
Yeah, and that was a nice catch, nice throw by the quarterback. Berry, he was one of their more productive wide receivers last season. It was nice to finally see him get involved.
Have had on first down all game long. They have yet to get their first down of the game. With the second down
4 minutes left here in the first quarter. Cloyd gets the play call in. You're gonna
3
see
left on the play clock.
they get it off, gives it to Darby.
Just barely.
Darby gets across the line of scrimmage, and it'll make it 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 2 here, and let's see what the Pirates can draw up here.
And that one was actually DeJuan Howard.
Oh.
Very surprised not seeing much of
He's
their
had
star
one
running back
carry.
right now.
1 carry so far for Darby, and it was a negative 2-yard run. 3.5 minutes left. 3rd and 2 at the 28. Looks like West Carrollton will bring in some extra defenders. Cloyd's going to stay in shotgun. You're going to have 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. So I wonder if that'll be a run to that side if anything breaks down. Quick outlet pass, and that one is caught at the 30. If that's caught at the 30, that will be enough for a first down for the Pirates.
Good job by Cedric Anthony. He was tackled as soon as he made the catch. He was able to hang on to that one. Quick outcut to the outside.
Almost broken up there. Cloyd rifled that one in there for the Pirates' first down of the game.
Gage Murphy in there on the stop.
So now you got your first down of the season. Now it's time to go and build on that if you're the West Carrollton Pirates.
New set of downs for the West Carrollton Pirates.
Cloyd's going to run it right up the middle. Breaks 2 defenders. He's at midfield.
Oh, and he's got some more room.
He hurdles, and he's going to be tackled at the 45.
That was a beautiful run by Cloyd. Great play design by the offensive coordinator. Look at the replay. There's great blocking on the play.
Look at the block right there by Bunkner.
And you know,
and
Jared,
then a block downfield there by Anthony.
And you know, Jared, when you have a quarterback keeper, it gives you an extra blocker. So it makes it easier for you to find room. And right there, you see, is a huge play. Biggest play of the game by far, 25 yards for the Pirates.
Let's see if West Carrollton can capitalize this in plus territory here at the 45 of the Vikings. You're going to see an inside handoff to Buckner. Or no, sorry, that was Anthony. Only gained about 1 on the play.
Not much room there.
And if you're Miamisburg, you've got to watch that movement by the running backs in the backfield. I mean, they set up one way, and like on that last run by Cloyd, definitely set the running backs up where he wanted to block and followed them upfield.
Yeah, I've been really impressed so far by the Pirates and their ability to have guys moving around before the snap of the ball in order to try and confuse the defense. Hasn't done too much to help him so far, but this keeps going. I have a feeling it's going to have a result.
Cloyd rolled to the left, and he's going to take a big sack in the backfield at the 48.
And Cloyd, I don't even know if he ever saw the pressure coming. He was rolling out to his left.
Number 71, Abel Noah. Or no, sorry, Parker Hoskins.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Cloyd ever even saw that pressure. He was looking downfield and then got hit right in the face.
So 3rd and 13 back at the 48. We'll see what West Carrollton can draw up here offensively. Not much they've done has shown that they can protect Cloyd for more than 2 or 3 seconds to try to get the receivers downfield.
Well, and you can see they're trying to offset the fact that they're not able to protect him that much.
Check down to Howard, and he'll get back across the original line of scrimmage and make it a 4th and about 8.
They're getting Cloyd on the move on most of these pass plays. So they know that they have trouble blocking. So they're getting him out, trying to keep him in motion, make it harder for the defenders to lock in on him, catch up to him.
And with only 15 seconds left, that will be it for the first quarter of the MVCC Game of the Week for week number 1, presented by Kettering Health. Miamisburg leading 7-0, and we'll be back for the start of the second quarter. All right, getting ready to go back here live. 4th and 8 at the 43. I mean, this is an opportunity. I mean, do you want to make a statement in this game if you're the Pirates, or do you want to try and just pin the Vikings deep and try? Hopefully, your defense can force a 3 and out again like they did the last time.
You know, Jared, I think it's really early to think about going for it. Second quarter just starting, so I think I'm punting it away if I'm the coach. Gonna want to see if we can pin back that Vikings offense. They haven't been supremely effective so far. Obviously, they've scored 1 touchdown, but the Pirates have also been able to get a couple stops. So if I was the Pirates, I'd kick it away and say we'll give it another try next time. But it looks like the offense is gonna stay out on the field. Cloyd back in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen.
High snap.
Terrible
Cloyd
snap.
Picks it up. Cloyd's going to try and run for it. Pushed out of bounds back at the original line of scrimmage. And I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be drawn up, but it looked like, I don't know if the line thought like maybe Cloyd was going to be the one to punt it and they got down quickly. But between the high snap and just the lineman running down the field, miscommunication there on the Pirates. I mean, granted, gutsy call there going for it on 4th down. I don't blame them. I mean, your offense hasn't moved the ball well besides 2 big plays. Try to spark something, but, I mean, now you got to trust in your defense to get another 3 and out like they did the last time.
Yeah, you're giving the Vikings a short field. Only have to go about 55 yards for a touchdown. It's going to be very important for the Pirates defense to lock in here.
Handoff up the middle, and it is tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Number 7, Cole McCandless.
McCandless, a 2-way player for the Pirates. He's a tight end on the offensive end, and he's a defensive end on this side of the ball. He's very good at creating pressure and disrupting the offense.
Miamisburg taking some time off the clock here, too. Play clock down to 10. They just break the huddle.
Now down to 4.
Barry gets the snap, takes a two-step drop, going to the outside, and it is incomplete, knocked away by number 5, Cedric Anthony.
And I tell you what, Cedric Anthony's made some big plays on offense and then now on defense here in this play. That was great coverage on Christian Davis.
I mean, it was going to be Davis was going to haul that one in, but Anthony gets in there, knocks that one away. Second time tonight he has knocked a pass away or broken a pass up. 3rd and 10 here for the Vikings.
Yeah, and on that play you could really see the athleticism of Christian Davis. Stretched out for that ball.
It's going to be a false start, but let's see what the head ref says. Oh, actually, West Carrollton took a timeout. That's a bad fortunate there for the Pirates because Miamisburg line moved.
Good job for the Vikings coaching staff, able to get that timeout in before the penalty.
This will be a timeout on the field. 11:02 left here in the first half. Miamisburg leading 7-0. 3rd and 10. Let's see. Still haven't seen McGowan out on the field yet for the Vikings.
You know, Jared, maybe we just shouldn't have done pregame today because neither of the
I
players
mean,
that we talked about
not
really out
in the
here.
game.
Now as the offense comes back out, Christian Davis is going to be lined out up in the slot.
Barry Claps gets the ball back, throws it deep in the middle of the field, and incomplete, intended to Dunaway. And West Carrollton's defense comes back out and forces another 3 and out.
Playing some pretty stiff defense right now. Both offenses kind of struggling.
So here we go back to punt for the Vikings. Is that Mooney back to punt as well?
I believe so, Jarrett.
It's a fake. And West Carrollton sniffed it out perfectly. Tackle of a loss for 3 on the play. And West Carrollton will have a short field to work with here.
That was Tony Buckner and Antonio Robinson in on the play.
I'm speechless after that play call. I do not necessarily know why they would fake
I'm surprised by the fake punt.
I'm not. I mean, early in the season, week 1, rivalry game against your crosstown foe. Got to try something to keep the ball, keep on the gas pedal. And right now, Miamisburg 2 3 and outs and 2 turnovers on downs their last 2 possessions. West Carrollton has got to capitalize on this possession, and even a field goal at this point would be a momentum builder for the rest of this game.
They get the ball on their own, or excuse me,
at the plus 43.
Exactly, Jared. This is far and away the best field position they've started with.
10:50 left here in the first half.
Howard in motion.
Howard gets the snap, breaks 1 tackle, gets down to about the 40. About a gain of 3 on the play for the Pirates.
on the play. 2nd down and 7 coming up for West Carrollton.
And just, I'm shocked that Darby is not on the field.
You know, Jared.
I don't know if some, I mean, I don't want to speculate anything. So, I mean, we'll just
not. But
yeah.
He averaged 128 yards a game last year. Definitely puzzled as to why we're not seeing him out on the field. And as we say it, he's lined up in the backfield.
Oh, well, here we go. Maybe this might be the play with 10 minutes left here. 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Throws it out. Howard breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles.
It was a good job by Howard. Shifty move.
Tripped up at the 32. And what a play there, as you see in the Kettering Health replay. Check down here to Howard. Breaks the first tackle. Almost brushed by him. Barely contact.
Makes the other guy just fall to the ground.
And just comes up behind. That looked like.
There's an arm tackle by number 11, Justin Davis.
So
and if not for Davis, that play would have gone for much more.
Probably down into the red zone, I would think. But 1st and 10 for the Pirates at their own 31. Cloyd in shotgun, back to pass. Throws it to the outside into the end zone. It is hauled in and caught.
What a catch, Jared.
That is by number 8. Antonio Robinson. Looky here in the Kettering Health replay. Cloyd going back, puts enough air under it for Robinson to come back and get it.
Good job by Darby in order to pick up the blitz. Is a well drawn up blitz by the defense, but just a better play drawn up by the offense. Robinson, he was in on the stop for the fake punt, and now he makes a big play on offense.
And West Carrollton is an extra point away here
from tying this thing up. Dominic
Haynes on to attempt to tie this up. Kick is up, and kick is good. And we are tied at 7. 9:25 left here in the first half of our MVCC Game of the Week, presented by Kettering Health. And after that explosiveness out of the Pirates, I think that might have wakened this offense up. And the defense has definitely been awake the last 2 possessions, forcing 3 and outs and turnover on downs. Now let's see if what Miamisburg's offense does here coming out. Don't have the lead anymore and kind of went stalemate the last couple possessions. But if it works like that, having Darby block that outside rusher, leave Darby in there to block for the outside rusher. Cloyd had a perfect pocket to pass and airmailed it just enough.
On both of the last 2 plays, you could see Darby, he looks very comfortable in the backfield as a blocker. It's a good job of him to stay in there and to give his quarterback some extra time. And then once his quarterback got some extra time, you could see how much more comfortable he looked. That was a dime, Jared. One of the best throws I've seen in a long time. On the money.
Actually, I am sorry. That was not that was by Jordan Berry, was the receiver. I just saw the stat come across. It was not number 8. It was number 9, Jordan Berry.
Haynes back to kick. And he sends it away.
Haynes gets it down to about the 5.
Going to be fielded by Davis.
Breaks 1 tackle, cuts out to the left, and tackled at the 34.
And you know, Jared, we talked about it a couple possessions ago. Arm tackles are not going to work on this guy. And you could see, and you saw it there on this play, the first defender that was able to get hands on him, tried to take him down with, like I said, just an arm tackle, not nearly enough. Big, powerful back runs right through it. Now the Vikings offense headed back out on the field. Time for Justin Berry to try and respond. He had some very good throws first couple possessions of the game, but since then they've kind of slowed down a little bit. Berry under center, got a man in motion. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Davis. Davis is going to shred a tackler, and then he's going to get gang tackled by the Pirates.
Gain of 2, but he took on 7 of the 8 linemen there that West Carrollton had in.
You know, it's just so impressive to watch him run, Jared. You need 2 or 3 guys to bring him down. He is just too big.
This West Carrollton front 7 has come alive and woken up the last couple possessions and have stepped it up. And they're not letting this Miamisburg front 7 have their way with them like they did the first quarter.
Yeah, no, I feel like it took them about a whole quarter to settle into this game, but right now they're looking really good.
Davis gets a carry, and he is hit hard right at the 30 or the 37 by number 4, Leon Nevels.
You can hear the Pirates sideline beginning to come alive.
I think you could hear the hit up here. I mean, Nevels just stood there, stood his ground, and put Davis back on his rear end.
You know, Neville's had 65 tackles last season, Jared. Good for 12th in the NBL.
I think that one might be the hardest tackle he'll have all season. 3rd and 6 here at the 39 for the Vikings as we approach 8 minutes left here. Barry back to pass. Middle of the field, incomplete. Barry gets hit hard on the end of the throw. Looks like by number 70.
Number 78, Jaden Barry.
78, Jaden Barry. And now another 3 and out there for this West Carrollton defense. 4th and 6 at the 39. And I don't think Miamisburg is going to fake this one.
Nah, not not after that poor attempt last fake. You know, Jared, I was really expecting a very high-scoring game out of this one. When these two teams met last year, the final score was 44-27.
Oh, almost got a fingertip on that one. Howard picks it up at the 35.
It's going to make a couple guys miss.
Or at the 20. My apologies. Gets out to about the 31, so gain of 6, or return of 6. 7:49 left here in the first. See if West Carrollton can continue that momentum from they had earlier on the last drive and build on this and maybe take the lead going into halftime.
Would definitely like to see that, Jared. Be interesting to see if these Pirates are able to take control of this thing.
They are ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of score updates around the area. The Centerville Elks facing Fairfield. That game is all tied up at 7 apiece.
7:49 left here. 1st and 10 for the Pirates as they start their 4th possession.
Hand off to Darby, and looks like he handed it back off to Howard. The creativeness of the Pirates offense so far here in this game is exceptional.
And that might be a play coming from the Trotwood Madison Rams where Deion Black was an assistant. I mean, you fake the handoff to the one receiver coming in, and then you quickly hand it to the second one coming behind him the other way. It worked for a gain of 6.
Yeah, it was a very, very well drawn up play. And ladies and gentlemen, we just saw DeJuan Howard kind of limp off the field, so I hope that he's going to be okay. Hopefully he's just a little shaken up. It's going to make Darby even more important for this offense. He's going to take the handoff.
Darby makes one defender miss, and he might get out to the 40. About a gain of 2 on the play, maybe.
He's able to turn the corner and pick up a couple yards, but not much there on that one.
Gained 1 yard on the play, so it'll be 3rd and short. 3rd and 3 at the 40.
And this is something that we talked about, Jared, making 3rd downs manageable for the young quarterback.
At least something we talked about in pregame's coming true.
There we go, man. We got something right.
He's been their playmaker thus far on the offense other than Logan Floyd.
West Carrollton comes to the line. Play clock's down to 5. And West Carrollton's going to have to call a timeout.
Calling that timeout.
And that'll be their last timeout of this first half.
Good awareness by the junior quarterback.
6:17 left here in the first half. West Carrollton using their last timeout. But that is just poor clock mismanagement by the Pirates. I mean, you have got to be aware when that clock starts.
Well, yeah, and now if they end up having, you know, maybe a 2-minute drive or 2-minute type scenario here at the end of the half, have no timeouts for it.
No, so that just adds another defender for the Vikings in the middle of the field.
Yep. While the Vikings themselves, they still have 2 timeouts. They've done a much better job managing the clock so far.
West Carrollton comes back out of their timeout out of the huddle. 3rd and 3 at the 40. Just a little bit over 6 minutes left here in the first half.
3rd down and 3 coming up for the Vikings, or I beg your pardon, the Pirates.
Jordan Berry and Cedric Anthony lined up at the bottom of your formation for the Pirates.
Looks like you're going to have Darby in front of Cloyd right here to the left, to his left.
Could be a momentum booster or a momentum killer.
Darby goes out for the pass, picks it up off the ground. It will be enough for a first down for Darby and the Pirates.
Just barely, but out to the 45. It was a very nice play. It was a good job by Coyle. He saw the extra rusher coming from the strong side where Darby was coming from, and just waits, and calmly delivers the pass to his wide open wide receiver.
And when I saw Darby come out and not go in to block that edge rusher, I figured that it was going to be a quick hot route to him, and barely got the first down.
Yeah, Nathan Ennis was coming in fast. He was about to blow up Cloyd.
Cloyd back to pass, rolls to his right, throws it down low, and that is hauled in by Howard.
Jordan Berry.
That's his second catch of the game, including that 23-yard touchdown reception. 5:23
Make that Antonio
Robinson with the haul in there. Black jerseys with red numbers is not good for being up top the press box. 5 minutes left here in the first half. Miamisburg, or West Carrollton, trying to drive into Miamisburg territory here at midfield. Cloyd's going to keep this one right up the middle, and he is hit hard right at the line of scrimmage.
There's nowhere to go on that one.
That looked like that was number, is that number 12?
Yeah, it is number 12, Jared. It's Nathan Ennis.
Here you see Dion Black instructing Cloyd what to do here on this 3rd and 5. They actually credit him getting back to the line of scrimmage. And if he did, it was barely.
Just barely.
Play clock is down to 6. Barry looks to the line. 3 seconds left on the play clock. Gets it with 1. Cloyd back. He's going to run for it. Has the first down.
It's a very nice run by the quarterback. He was surveying downfield, was not able to find an open man, decides to tuck it and run.
Right.
And that's a really good thing as you look at the Kettering Health replay. That's a really good thing, having a quarterback that just switch positions from a physical position like tight end.
You saw at the back of that play, that's a heads-up play there by number 58, Logan Hinch, to not continue pushing his block to the ground, or they would have been called for a block in the back.
Had some very heady plays here in the first half by a lot of these players. Very impressed by the IQ.
And now Barry has to go out of the play out for this. Must have had a cut or something, so it's going to send, I believe that'll bring in the backup quarterback. That's going to be Cameron McKinney come in. McKinney's going to come in, and if you're Miamisburg, I would pin my ears back and figure that this one's going to be a handoff to Darby, with Cloyd going to the sideline having to get the way the ref pointed at his arm, it looks like he got cut.
Yeah, he's going to have to get taped up real quick.
Rub some dirt on it. It'll be fine. McKinney back, hands it off to Darby, gets to the line of scrimmage.
There's not much room there as Darby just
they're almost
going to
give him a 2-yard gain. That's almost a 2-yard gain, and I'm surprised by that. That's an excellent spot there.
Corwin Hurt and Ennis in there on the stop. Got some tough running right now by the Pirates.
And you're going to see Cloyd come back in for the Pirates here. 3 minutes left and counting. 2nd and 9 from the 42.
2nd down and 9 coming up.
Lined up in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. 1 to the top.
Cloyd back to pass. 3-step drop. Going to run up. Steps up and gets back to the line of scrimmage, so it won't count as a sack.
It looks like that one was number 45, Mason Colvin.
And haven't heard it for a while, but here's that Viking horn. 3rd and 10 here at the 43.
Not a position you want to be in with an inexperienced quarterback, but we will see what the Pirates do.
And it'll be interesting if you don't pick this up, if you're West Carrollton, at least keep it in the field of play to keep the clock running. Make Miamisburg force one of their 2 timeouts left.
That's good thinking, Jared. You don't want to give the Vikings.
Cloyd back to pass, steps up in the pocket and hauled in.
That was a bullet, Jared.
What a catch there on the sideline.
Cedric
Anthony comes down with a big catch there, and he goes
You can
all
see
the way
the heat on this thing on the replay. That thing is just flying.
He went up and grabbed that one off the top shelf.
That was a beautiful
5'10".
Beautiful throw.
Cedric Anthony, only 5'10", went way up to get that one. A minute 45 left here, down to the 30 for the Pirates. West Carrollton trying to get something going here right before the half ends.
It's one of the biggest plays of the game so far, Jared.
Cloyd back to pass, throws it middle of the field, and it is.
That was a risky pass, Jared. That one was intended for DeJuan Howard. So luckily for the Pirates, DeJuan Howard's back in the game. But that was a risky throw, like you said, into triple coverage.
Then it doesn't matter if that's your hot receiver right now. You have got to look off that triple coverage if you're Cloyd, and hopefully that the Pirates coaching staff will talk to him about that at the halftime. I mean, you can't throw it in there and get an incomplete pass every time. You saw earlier in the first quarter when Miamisburg missed that field goal on the ensuing interception. 2nd and 10 at the 30.
Yeah, Cloyd's second time thrown into triple coverage. Got to be more careful than that.
Cloyd back to pass. Caught down by Buckner.
And Buckner's going to get out of bounds, going to be able to stop the clock. Minute 31 left in the game.
It'll be a 3rd and 5.
In the half.
Gain of 5. 3rd and 5 at the 25. 1:31 left here in this first half.
And you know, Jared, this just looks like a completely different offense than it did in the first quarter.
Yes, it does.
They've been very impressive here, executing very well on almost every play.
Cloyd back to pass, looks one way, tucks it, runs up, 1st down gain, and he stays up, and the ball
came
out.
loose, and that is Viking ball. That one was coughed up and recovered by number 71, it looks like. That is Parker Hoskins.
No, it's going to be a 1st down for the Pirates. They say
he was down before he lost the ball.
You see here in the
what
replay.
A break.
Yeah, both of his knees are down, and then the ball pops out right at the end. I mean, his body was almost being turned back.
Oh, no, Jared, I want to see it again. That one was close.
A minute 13 and counting here for the Pirates. 1st and 10 at the 14. Darby gets the handoff, gets about a gain of 2 on the play.
Up to around the 13.
Under a minute left now, and if you're West Carrollton, you got to pick up the urgency here.
You don't have time to waste right now, especially with no timeouts.
48 seconds left, and Cloyd is over at the sideline talking with Black with 40 seconds left here on the play clock. 2nd and 8 from the 13. Cloyd, shotgun formation. 27 seconds left here in the first half. Cloyd hands it off to Darby. Darby cuts it back in, and West Carrollton has got to go quickly here with 18 seconds left in the half.
Got it down to around the 9 that time. There's not much time right now.
10 seconds left, and Cloyd going to go under center, and he's going to have to be a spike with 4 seconds left. 2 seconds left.
And you know, Jared, it looks like the Pirates didn't really know how much time was left. Looks like that was just really bad clock management.
It's either that or they didn't want to try and give Miamisburg any time. I mean, we saw Christian Davis run for an 87-yard touchdown last year. I know you don't want to, but, I mean, you're taking a for sure shot at points here. And if you go into the half 10-7 with how you started this first half, or how you started the first quarter, that's a win for the Pirates on offense. Haynes' field goal is up and
no good.
No good.
That was low and to the outside.
So we are in a barn burner here at the half. Miamisburg and West Carrollton tied at 7. We're going to toss it over to the bands for the halftime show, and then we'll be back for the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week presented by Kettering Health.
Guys, want to go check out some of the other games in the area? Make sure to go do so. They are all on the other channels of the TKDS Sports Network. We'll be back here in about 15 to 20 minutes on the TKDS Sports Network after that.
At this time, I would like to turn your attention to midfield, where we are fortunate to have some members of the Kindergarten family with us here to celebrate our fourth Kindergarten Cup winning team at tonight's game. On October 3rd, 1920, the date the Vikings played the These teams were in the American Professional Football Association, APFA, and it was the first game played between two professional football teams. In the third quarter, Frank running back Lou Hartlow from West Carrollton scored the first touchdown, and George B. Kinderdine from Miamisburg hit the first extra point. In 1922, the APFA changed its name to the National Football League. That long game has been acknowledged by the NFL Hall of Fame as the first official NFL game. Hartlow's touchdown is the first official NFL touchdown, and Kinderdine's kick
scored the first extra point in NFL history. Both of these men went on to long professional football careers, but they are forever connected by a pair of firsts that also has connected the long rivalry between West Carrollton and Miamisburg with the NFL history. The 2013 season was the inaugural year for the Hartlow Kinderdine Cup. This Friday night's game is the 79th matchup between the teams. We would like to recognize members of the Kinderdine family: Jim and Joanne Kinderdine, Doug Kinderdine, Gina Kinderdine, Elson and John Elson, Scott Kinderdine, Todd Kinderdine, Noah Kinderdine, Virginia Elson, Joanne Lemansky, Sue Kinderdine. Let's give them a round of applause, and thank you so much for all of your football support.
To bring you the Kasasa Kick for Cash contest. Complete rules can be found at Miamisburgathletics.com. We will be drawing a ticket each Friday during the first half of home varsity football games. The contest will take place during halftime with a chance to win $1,000 if you can make a 35-yard field goal. No extra purchase is necessary to enter or win the contest, just your game ticket. If you enter the game with a pass, you will be given a separate ticket at the home gate. Hold on to your ticket stub. If your number is called, you must report to the press box within 5 minutes. Tonight's consolation prize is a $25 gift certificate to TJ Chumps. We appreciate your participation in the Kasasa Kick for Cash contest.
Nice job, Andy. Almost got it. Congratulations on your prize.
That drop down.
Rainbow charge she did. Apparently it's pouring over where my house is. Right, like it's not even. My house is literally on the
The Miamisburg Viking Marching Band is proud to present the first two movements of their 2021 competition show, Caravana, featuring Caravan by Duke Ellington and Juan Teasel, and the Native Sense by Chick Corea. The band will be led on the field tonight by drum majors Molly Wurtzerman, Rowan Thompson, Libby Bellert, and Megan Homan. Please welcome the Miamisburg Viking Marching Band. Ryan Wintersheimer, Andrew Whitman, and Alex Catablu. The color guard director is Heather Graham, and the percussion director is Alex Beltran. The Miamisburg Band is thrilled to once again have the opportunity to perform for a full crowd here at Holland Field, we would like to let everyone know that tomorrow is the band's annual donation day. Students will be out and canvassing the neighborhoods asking for donations to help support our program. If you'd like to make a donation, please visit www.miamisburgbands.com. The Viking Band would also like to wish directors Laura Bukowski and Brendan Sapp, the entire West Carrollton Band, the best of luck this fall. One more round of applause for the Miamisburg Viking Marching Band.
All right, welcome back here to Holland Field on the campus of Miamisburg High School, getting ready to kick off the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 1, presented by Premier Health. Just about 2 minutes left until we get ready to start the second half. Andy, real quick, how did you see West Carrollton change from that first couple possessions to the last few?
You know, Jared, it really looked like they had a huge confidence boost once the second quarter started. They just looked like a completely different team offensively and defensively. They were able to move the ball almost at will. They were only able to get one score, but they moved the ball very well in the second half, in the second quarter. And their defense really took a step up. It looked like it took their defense and their offense, really the whole team, about a full quarter to get settled into this game. But in the second quarter, they really had a hold of this.
Looking at the stats on the scoreboard, Miamisburg has 4 first downs and 81 total yards, 27 passing, 34. Maybe that's 61, yeah, 27 passing, 34 rushing. West Carrollton has 9 first downs for 139 yards, 50 passing, 48 rushing. Penalties, 25 for West Carrollton, nothing for Miamisburg, and 1 turnover forced by Miamisburg with that interception. So it'll be interesting to see. Miamisburg will, we've seen 2 plays at a fake field goal, or not a fake field, a fake punt and all that, so I'm going to say Miamisburg will be at least kicked off 2 to start this second half, not knowing what if West Carrollton pulls out a onside kick, maybe try to steal the momentum and just keep their foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, you know, I've been very surprised so far, Jared, because coming into this game, I think we both really thought that if either of these quarterbacks was going to struggle, it would be Floyd.
It'd be Floyd, yeah.
And he has been very good. You know, he's been going through his reads when he's sitting back in the pocket. He's done a good job of being able to avoid the pressure. He's gotten sacked once or twice, but you know, for a new quarterback who hasn't had a lot of experience in the pocket, sensing pressure and whatnot, he's done an excellent job, and he's done a good job of getting out of the pocket when it's collapsed and being able to create things on the ground with his legs and be able to keep plays alive to be able to, you know, get the ball down the field to his playmakers.
Yeah, we've never seen such a defensive game in the times we've covered this rivalry. It's always been offensive power, running gun, throw it down the field. Let's see who can score. It'll be who scores the most points. And now, I mean, in a game like this, 7-7 at the half, getting ready to start the second half, this could be a game where whoever has the ball last might win, in a very close one.
And in a different manner than what we're used to seeing from this rivalry, like you're saying. And last year in this game, there was 71 points scored. And so far, like we've said, only 14. So, you know, normally when we watch these two teams, it might come down to the last possession, but it's like, okay, it's 37-30. What's going to happen? You know, it's a high-scoring game. But in this one, it's been defensive-oriented and defensively dominated.
Right. I mean, if anybody gets to 20, that might be the deciding factor in a game like this. I mean, and then, I mean, we carry over next week. We'll have the Piqua Indians at West Carrollton Pirates for week number 2. We'll preview that one a little bit later, but, I mean, from what we've seen so far from the Pirates, I mean, they've calmed down defensively, and offensively, Cloyd has found a rhythm. So, I mean, for the rest of this game and next week, I mean, Cloyd is building momentum for himself in only his first varsity start. And what a start it is. I mean, against the crosstown rival Miamisburg Vikings. I mean, these two grow up. I mean, they're separated. I mean, they're not really even separated. I mean, it's like 2 miles between the two schools. I mean, this is like the battle of Kettering is like for Alter and Fairmont. This is just a battle of
South of Kettering.
South of Kettering. So getting ready to start this second half. I mean, really, I mean, coming out, I mean, with the dominance that this rivalry has had for the Vikings, only one loss back in 2009 in the last 15 years. I mean, we've not really been on this side of the ball where Miamisburg is coming out of the halftime scratching their heads like, okay, how do we get a first down, and how do we pick up the second first down and score?
And, you know, Jared, like you said, they're not used to asking themselves these questions in these games against the Pirates. But, you know, I think how they're going to have to find their way out of this is on the back of their workhorse, Christian Davis. Justin Barry, he's kind of struggled so far. They haven't been able to find much separation for many of their playmakers.
Only 2 for 6 Barry is so far in this game.
Yeah, it's been a rough go of it so far for the young quarterback. So I would just expect for them to try and get the ball in the hands of their playmaker, Davis, and hope that he's able to wake this team up.
Something's going to have to spark here for the Vikings, and it's going to start right here with this kick return to see where you're at defense or where you're at offensively, where your momentum will be. And you're going to see Corwin Hurt go back along with – they're going to send Davis back there. I don't think he was back there the last time that the Pirates kicked off.
And, you know, Jared, he's just really a super explosive player. You want to get the ball in his hands anytime you can. So if throwing him back there for the kickoff is the spark, or might help you get that spark that you're looking for.
We saw Haynes miss that field goal right before the half as the ball falls off the tee. I mean, knowing he doesn't have the leg, do you kind of like pooch kick it right here in between the 50 and the 40? I mean, there's a big gap. I mean, 50, and then you don't have your next line of defenders till back here at the 30. So, I mean, plenty of yardage to work with here if you're Hayes. Definitely something to think about for the Vikings as he squibs it, and it gets right in the middle.
Across
at the
30.
He's across the 40, and he tripped up by his teammate. Looked like Corwin Hurts was trying to block and get around in front of him.
Looked like that was number 2, John Smith.
Yes, it was. There you saw he come out of the ball. I don't think he thought today when he put his helmet and jersey on that he was going to be returning the opening second half kickoff.
Yeah, that's not a position he's used to being in.
But you saw, I mean, we've seen people that get the kickoff and they just freeze. I mean, he just got the ball and just ran upfield, and I think if Hurts didn't trip him, I think he could have at least gotten across midfield.
Yeah, and they got really good starting field position right now. They're going to start at their own 45.
And here we haven't seen much tonight is Barry under center. Davis is going to get the carry. Gets to the left side and gains about 3 on the play. And now you see some scrum, and then here is some flags.
I didn't even see what happened, Jared. I just saw the big man hit the ground, and he is not happy.
The physicalness between this rivalry. We're going to turn it down and see what the head ref has to say. Until he turns his mic on, it's going to be against Miamisburg, I think. I think that he was a Viking defender just come up and shoved the other Barry.
Jaden
Barry.
As a helmet came off the big man, and he was not happy when he stood up. Good. I would not want to be the guy trying to get in between him and the guy that pushed me over.
Let's see what the ref says.
Barry listed at 6'1",
There are 2 fouls
245.
on the play, both dead ball. We have a personal foul number 57 on the offense. We have a personal foul, number 1 on the offense. Both of those fouls will be penalized. It'll be second down.
Sorry for interrupting, Ref. That is 30 yards of penalties just assessed there to the Vikings.
That is Corwin Hunt, number 1, and 57, Brock Harris, with 2 massive penalties to start the second quarter.
So
and this is not how the Vikings wanted to start this thing off, Jared. Second and 37.
Second and 37. This is almost second and a little bit over a quarter of the field.
This is Madden yardage, my friend.
All right, everybody go deep as Hurts is going to get the carry there.
Going to shrug off one of his own players, and he's going to get almost up to the 30. It's a nice carry.
Hey, we've seen at next level, college and high school, if you're in my way, get out. And there you
can see it on the replay.
He shoved 57, the one that just had that penalty. He's like, you're not going to negate my run. Just get down.
So get out of my way, Brock.
So gain of about 15, or a gain of 9 on the play, it looks like. So 3rd and 28.
How many plays in your playbook you got for a 3rd and 28, Jared?
I don't know. I don't even think Madden has 3rd and 28 plays. Well, you're going to have 2 to the bottom. 1 in motion comes from top to bottom.
Barry lined up in shotgun.
Barry's going to throw a quick outlet, and it's incomplete.
Off the hands. That's number 8, Baylor Stickle. The guy who caught the deep touchdown in the first quarter didn't have the hands on that play.
Only 55 seconds come off the clock there. Miamisburg, after that 30-yard of penalties, really just killed that drive.
It's going to make him punt the ball away. 3rd and out to start the second half. Mooney gets this one away.
Booming kick by Mooney. Fielded at the 40. Cuts back in, gets out to, the 44. Looks like this one will be out.
Howard is able to make a couple defenders miss before being swarmed and absorbed by the Vikings.
So just under 11 minutes left here in the second half, or in the third quarter of the second half. West Carrollton has got to have a lot of momentum on their side. Forced another 3 and out against this Vikings defense, or Vikings offense.
And if I'm Coach Black right now, I'm telling my guys, like, y'all, we can really take this game by the horns right now. We can really change this thing if we can come out and have a good first possession here. Maybe get the ball in the end zone. Really start to put the pressure on the Vikings. Cloyd takes a snap, looks
Quick
out.
Pass out to the side. Makes one defender miss, another defender miss, breaks another tackle. He's at the 30, 20, cuts it back into the 10.
Cedric Anthony down inside the 10. He's been great so far today, Jared. There was no defense on that play. I do not know what the Vikings were doing, but it was well drawn up by the Pirates.
You see here in the Kettering Health replay, that's just a body move to the outside, and you see here, back here at about the 45.
So shifty, going to make a couple different defenders miss.
And then heads-up awareness to cut back in right here at the 10 and gets about 4 more yards instead of going out of bounds. And now there's a player down here back at the 45 for West Carrollton. And actually there's a player down in the end zone too. Can't see either one of them.
Also for West Carrollton, and this could be devastating.
The one in the end zone is up.
And is limping off the field. So hopefully he's okay.
This one you see here on the screen, number 4, Leon Nevels is down. Probably just some cramping going on here.
He's slow to get up, but finally does.
Hot and humid out there, chance of rain. I mean, got to stay hydrated. He's going to walk off the field here.
But looks like he'll probably be good. Throws his hands up to his sideline.
There were 2 injured players on the field. We were not able to catch one of them. Most recent one.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 7 here for the Pirates.
1:20 gone here in the second half.
And they're on the doorstep, and they're getting ready to barge in here for another Pirates touchdown.
The ball is on the 7. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen.
Going to have one to the top as well.
Cedric Anthony lined up in the slot. Got number 14, Cameron McKinney, lined up on the outside.
McKinney came in actually for one play at quarterback. Cloyd kept it.
He's a fake handoff to Darby, and
Lost.
I'm thinking Cloyd is probably regretting the fake.
Yeah, that's not one that I think he should have kept. Slew of Vikings got in there to hit him.
He got destroyed on that play. And it looks like we might have a Viking a little shaken up, limping around down there. Number 58, Darius Williams.
See Cloyd back over here at talking to head coach Dion Black. Play clock is down to 10.
And you can't help but be impressed with the job that Coach Black has done to get Cloyd ready for this game. He's looked so good outside of the first quarter.
Darby rips off the defender, and he's going to be pushed out at about the 22.
And he was fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, and it didn't matter, Jared. There was no room there. I mean, the offensive line did not do a good job opening up any holes there.
Loss of about 10 on the play there. That's going to push him back to the 17. And West Carrollton is going to call a timeout with 9:05 left here in the third quarter. West Carrollton 3rd and 17 at the 17.
And you know, Jared, I really would have thought that they would have called forward progression a little sooner than that, but that's a huge 11-yard loss on the play.
The only reason I don't think they stopped it where it was is because he
kept fighting.
He kept fighting and went back about 4 more yards. So we got 3rd and 17 here.
And I feel like Coach Black is probably down there telling Darby right now, like, next time just go down. I mean, that's too big of a loss. Can't afford having plays like that. Live to fight another down.
The Army Reserve National Guard, Archer's Tavern, Stonehouse Tavern, TJ Chumps, T-Mobile, and Viking Heating and Air. Thank you for all the things that you do for us. We just want to get
out of the West Carrollton timeout. Cloyd in the backfield, shotgun formation, pistol dual set. Cloyd fakes the handoff to up the middle. It's going to get back to about the 12 for Howard.
There's a nice carry up the middle for Howard, and they're going to bring the kicking team out.
4th and 12. You saw Hayes miss that first field goal, and this is about the same spot, I think. It's going to be about a 29-yard field goal here.
This will be a 29-yard field goal attempt. He missed from 31.
The Pirates looking for their first lead of the season.
Look how Miamisburg is stacking that right side. The kick is up, and the kick is good. No good.
No good.
Either looked like they were going to, I think it was wide left again. And now, I mean, if you're Miamisburg, you got out of that 30-yard penalty. I mean, you didn't give up anything, and West Carrollton had got down to the 7 and couldn't cash in on the momentum.
Yeah, got lucky that time. The Vikings did. I definitely expected for the Pirates to score on that drive.
Yeah, and that one, I mean, granted you didn't, it's still tied at 7 with 8:18 left here in the third quarter. But, I mean, that is a momentum killer. I mean, you started in plus territory. You got to the 7 off a catch and run for about 40 yards.
Had a great start to the second half, and that just kind of hurt the momentum.
Handoff right up the middle, and this one's going to be a touchdown run.
No one near him.
And then 10-5 waves goodbye to the Pirates, and that's going to be a taunting penalty by Stickle, and
that's a killer for the Pirates.
And
after
he
coming
waved
out
before he got into the end zone. I mean, watch this play. Excellent hole right there created by the Vikings line.
Great blocking. You could see number 60 get in there, just blow a hole open. Braden Davis, the powerful block.
Watch here at the end by Stickle. He turns around and gives a little goodbye wave like that.
At the 6-yard line.
And that is killer. And that is going to they're going to count the touchdown. I'm surprised with that, with him waving goodbye like that before he got in. That
well before he got to the end zone.
So Stickle, 2 big runs of 30 or more yards, and
Stickle has been impressive in this game.
So now, I mean, what, 12 seconds? He ran a 12, what was that? 12-second, 81 yards?
81 yards, yep.
Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, but, I mean,
extremely deflating for the Pirates after that.
Now, when we have West Carrollton or Miamisburg later on in the year, I'm going to put Baylor Stickle as my player to watch. I mean, over 100 yards rushing on 2 plays, 2 touchdowns, but that taunting penalty is not going to go unlightly.
Yeah, he's probably going to be doing some extra running in practice this week, Jared.
Kick is up and good. Mooney extends the Viking lead now 14-7, 8:06 left here in the third. But
and oh, how the tables have turned, Jared. We were expecting for the Pirates to score a touchdown, and then very next play, it's a touchdown going the other way.
Well, you got to sit and look now. Instead of kicking off at the 40, they're going to kick back off at the 25.
They're going to end up giving the Pirates excellent starting field position.
Pirates are going to have excellent starting field position here out of this one. But Davis, a huge block on that one for the Vikings. I think the right guard, maybe the right tackle position. But kicking off here at the 30, this is going to be huge starting position.
As a big man, Braden Davis, 6'4", 277.
And he made a hole that a Mack truck could drive through.
Yes, he did. He blew the defender off the ball that time.
Howard back deep to return this one for West Carrollton, and Mooney gets ready for this one to be kicked from the 25. And it's a squib up the middle. Picks it up at the 45.
It was picked up by number 24. That's Aret Kadari.
Tackled on the play by Murphy for the Vikings. But, I mean, West Carrollton could have better starting field position if that blocking core could have got out in front, but Murphy come through untouched.
Well, and you know, that's what the squib kind of does. It gets your kicking team out of position. They're not expecting it. Makes it harder to set up your blocks. It's a good job there by the coverage team.
1st and 10 at the 42 here for West Carrollton. 8:01 left here in the third.
Looking to answer that one play, 81-yard drive.
And you've got to answer here with this. You cannot afford to go 3 and out and not get anything back on the scoreboard.
It would be extremely deflating, Jared.
Play clock's down to 2. Cloyd throws it out.
The same play that they had last possession, but this time he's wrapped up.
Anthony wrapped up, maybe gains 2 on the play. It's going to be a long one.
And that was the exact same play as they had go for the big play last possession, but defense was there to cover him up that time.
2nd and 9 now out to the 43.
Miamisburg saw that play earlier on in this second half. They read it all the way, only for a gain of 1.
Cloyd back to pass.
Pressure.
Scrambles, throw it to the outside. And there's a
And
late penalty flag. Oh my goodness.
My. That is questionable, but that was a great job there by the wide receiver. He saw that the ball was overthrown, and he ran into the defense, forcing the official to throw that flag. That's great awareness by the wide receiver.
Let's see what the head ref says.
Pass interference on the defense.
Number 21, the 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
You see Lance Schneider here along the sideline, the head coach of the Vikings. He is livid, tossed his play sheet on the ground, and
you could hear the boo birds coming out on this side of the stadium, Jared. They were not happy with that one.
Yeah, our ambient might have picked up a lot of the boos, but I mean, like you said, heads up play there. I mean, if you're gonna, you do what you got to do to win, and I mean that's a heads up play. I mean, granted it wasn't catchable, but it's the rule. Mm-hmm. If you impeded his process to get back to the ball.
Darby's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, if that, on that play. Going to be 2nd and 10 at the 42.
And here you see number 8 for Miamisburg limping off the field there. That is Stickle.
So
he's got 111 yards rushing. Why are you having him on the defensive side?
You know, Jared, I'm not the coach, so.
And now, I mean, if you're Miamisburg, you've got to put that play behind you. You forget about it. It happened 2 plays ago. You're up 7 here late in the 3rd quarter. You've got to get that one out of your head.
Yeah, you have to start executing here on defense. No, Cloyd is really starting to look comfortable back there, making some pre-snap adjustments.
He's rolling to the right, throws it deep down the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Oh, my. That one is dropped by
Justin Davis. Goes right through his hands. That was a poor throw by Cloyd.
And that is a key thing of turning up field before you have the ball. And, yeah, you should have had the interception, but if you're Davis, again, just like that big penalty, put it behind you. Next play now. Forget the drop ball. You've got to go here and stop him on 3rd and long here and try and keep your offense's gas pedal, foot on the gas pedal here. 5 seconds left on the play clock.
Cameron McKinney at the bottom of your screen.
Cloyd back to pass. Rolls to the right and is sacked in the backfield.
Big pressure up the middle by the Vikings.
32 with the sack. That is Luke Myers, the senior. You see here, boy, plows through 2 defenders.
And Cloyd is trying to get away, but he's just not quick enough. Myers getting pumped up after the play.
10-yard loss on that sack.
And it's going to force the Pirates to punt the ball away. Huge change of momentum right there.
And West Carrollton had excellent starting field position at the 45. And you negate only on that a positive of 2 yards on that drive.
Yeah, it's frustrating for the Pirates, but you got to keep your head up, not worry about all the things that you might have messed up so far. Got a next play mentality.
And West Carrollton's just going to take this delayed game.
Going to give themselves a little bit more room.
The offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And that's a smart play. Take the penalty, back up a little bit, and now you can maybe pin the Vikings deep.
Back deep to receive is Corwin Hunt.
High snap. Punt is a booming one that
goes almost straight up.
And then it bounces and rolls back across midfield. And that's only going to be a punt net of 3 yards.
This is a disastrous swing for the Pirates. And now the Vikings are looking like they could take this thing over.
Yeah, the monster play, monster momentum play drive right here for this Vikings offense.
No Stickle out on the first play of this drive.
He came out limping. Let's see if we can see him along the sideline.
Timeout, West Carrollton. That's their second.
And West Carrollton calls their second timeout of this half. 1 timeout remaining with 5:09 left in the third. West Carrollton is just starting to really come apart here at the seams. And you can't rely on your defense to do everything for you in this game. And the way the Pirates' offense has worked so far, they're making this Pirates defense work a little bit harder, trying to keep them in this game.
Yeah, the start in this half for their offense has not been the best. They had that one huge play, but outside of that, they've really struggled to get anything positive going.
It's almost like the offensive line it's just converted back to the way it was the first 2 drives. No blocking up front. Cloyd is on the run way too soon. Try to make a move off the run. You can tell he's not comfortable throwing on the run or off his scramble foot.
Well, and it's just tough to make those throws, man. Like, it is a tough throw to be able to throw the ball 20 yards down the field on the run. Around the corner goes Hurt. And he's going to get up across the 40.
And look, a little bit more extracurricular chippiness there, but not called. You see here in the Kettering Health replay, watch Hurt spin move his way out of that tackle.
Almost had the ball taken away from him by number 21. Peter.
And Corwin's coming off limping really bad here. It might have looked at the end of that replay, his leg might have got rolled over.
You know, Jared, this could just turn into a battle of attrition as we're having lots of guys on both sides of the field come out with cramps or injuries of some sort.
Motion man gets the ball here. That's number 4.
Drew Copesy.
And there's
we're
a
about
flag.
to have some more extracurriculars, as I saw, looks like 78 of Miamisburg get thrown to the ground after the play. Make that 72.
Yeah, the refs are going to meet up, and we'll see what they have to say.
Can you tell that this is a rivalry game, Jared?
Not at all.
Well, these guys do not like each other.
I mean, West Carrollton, we'll play on the football field, but we'll meet you in the parking lot after.
We have a dead ball, personal foul, 56 on the West Carrollton.
That is
15-yard penalty.
No 56 on my roster.
That'll result in first down.
But it's 15-yard penalty on top of the first down run by Copsey. So it's going to be Miamisburg. Miamisburg might be in goal-to-go situation.
Ball is going to be placed on the 12-yard line.
Ball down to the 12, so they can get a first down without the touchdown. And Miamisburg, I mean, you can tell they besides that 30-yard penalty, I mean.
Foul was on number 78.
Foul was actually on number 78, Jaden Berry. So, I mean, 1st and 10 at the 13. I mean, Miamisburg looking to go up 2 scores here on this possession. And if that was Berry's first personal foul, so I mean, one more and he's done.
Had a lot of penalties here early in this second half, Jared.
Handoff goes to the right side.
That's Davis.
Davis
He's going to go for a touchdown. My goodness, is this kid shifty. He jumps in and out, back in and out once again. This guy is just, man, he's got some moves.
Here you go, watch it in the Kettering Health replay. Davis starts in, he cuts it back in right there, cuts it actually back out, and then cuts it right back upfield for a big 13-yard momentum life-changing run there for the Vikings.
And,
watch
Jared,
the celebration here. He gets in with the student section. And I love that little, like, my jersey ain't dirty right now.
He said, get off me, y'all. You ain't good enough.
Late runner on here for the Pirates.
He's been really good whenever he's touched the ball tonight. You know, they haven't really fed him like we're used to seeing. But, like I said, whenever he's touched the ball, he's been electric in this game.
Mooney on to kick his third extra point of the game. Mooney up and good. I just noticed Mooney was a left-footed kicker. Don't see too many of those.
That's for sure, Jared.
4:10 left here in the third quarter of our MVCC Game of the Week. Week number 1 presented by Kettering Health.
And with less than 8 minutes gone in the quarter, the Vikings have scored 2 touchdowns to really take control of this thing.
But, I mean, that you play till there's zeros on the clock. And West Carrollton has proven that they have 2 plays over 30 or more yards that really can flip the field position. So definitely got to watch out. I mean,
what was something that we talked about before the game, Jared?
Limit big plays.
Limit those big plays.
Miamisburg has done well, but all it takes is one, and West Carrollton is right back into the thick of things.
And we still got 16 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game, so there's plenty of time. West Carrollton struggled in the first quarter. They're struggling in the third. They were really good in the second.
Maybe that'll carry over back to the fourth.
We'll have to see.
Mooney on to kick off here at the 40. Mooney booms this one and fielded at about the 6.
By Howard.
Howard cuts it back in, cuts it back out. Cuts it to the sideline.
He's got some daylight.
The 30 pushed out of bounds at about the 37.
There's a flag down at the 26-yard line. We'll see what it was.
Holding by the receiving team, number 24. Be a 10-yard penalty. First down for West Carrollton.
There's a holding penalty called there against the Pirates. So that'll put them back to about the, they should start this one at about the 20, 21? No, sorry, the 16, there's the 17. So Cloyd back leading West Carrollton. 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. They've got 83 yards to get a touchdown, and that'll be their longest drive of the game if they can complete it. Cloyd with the clap. Darby gets the handoff, cuts it back in, breaks one tackle, cuts it to the right, and will have out to the 30, 25.
Lowered his shoulder at the end and delivered a little bit of punishment. It was a nice run by the veteran running back. You can see on the Kettering Health replay, he starts out towards the boundary and then cuts upfield.
Look at that high step out of that one tackle.
He's so hard to bring down. But the nice run is going to be negated.
I didn't even see a flag come out. Now it's going to be 1st and 15 at the 12.
Pirates have 61 yards in penalties tonight. Definitely hurting them right now.
And Miamisburg had half of that on one play. I think that's only Miamisburg's only, well, never mind, because Stickle had that taunting. Another late run on here. Actually, that's Cloyd, never mind. I was about to say West Carrollton has had a lot of players run on late here, but
still 9 seconds left, and they are not set.
No, this is going to be a quick hike. And we'll see if they'll be called for a false start.
3, 2, 1.
Well, he
just
gets
barely
it off
got it off.
Cloyd rolling back.
Bumps into one of, I believe he bumped into Darby and then gets sacked at the end of the play. Like I said, Jared, I believe he bumped into Darby, who was in pass blocking. And Just unfortunate set of events.
He's lucky he held on to that ball. First sack of the season for NSUC here in the Kettering Health replay. And never mind, it just Darby got out of the way, and Cloyd is just taking a beating here this second half.
Yeah, Nathan Ennis got in the backfield very quickly. This front seven of the Vikings has been very aggressive. Looks like they're sending pressure again.
Cloyd steps up in the pocket, and he's going to get sacked again down inside the 3, probably down at about the 2.
I believe he got back to the line of scrimmage, but there was just no room and there was no time. He had nowhere to go.
6 with the sack there for Miamisburg.
That's Mason Penrod.
So 3rd and 24 at the 3. They got him back to the line of scrimmage, but at this point, you just got to hold on to the ball.
And, you know, right now, Jared, I think you're just trying to make some room for your punter. You got to be able to get out of this thing. Hopefully you can pick up 5-6 yards. Get out of your own end zone.
Cloyd back to pass. Throws it middle of the field, triple covered. And what a hit at the end, but what a hold on there for.
Huge catch by Anthony. He's a tough player, making tough plays tonight. Got blasted in the face at the end of the play.
You see here in the replay, he just takes a lick there by Hurt.
Corwin Hurt, he's such a good player for this team. He's really the leader of the secondary. He was 2nd in the league last year in interceptions with 4. Right there showing the power he has along with the hands.
And right here, a minute and a half left, and West Carrollton is keeping their offense on the field. 4th and 8. If Miamisburg gets this, it's a red zone opportunity.
Ball on their own 20.
Cloyd back to pass. Airs it out, and
Delivers.
It is incomplete to the sideline, intended to Anthony.
Bad throw. He was rushed. He didn't have enough time. And that's just a bad decision, I believe.
That's even if you, well, I mean, you look at the last punt, went 3 yards total. I mean, at that point,
tough decision.
It's a tough decision.
For Coach Black.
I mean, now, the defense just got off the field after a long drive for the Vikings, and now you're going to have them back right on the field. Not even 2 minutes of game time came off the clock, so.
And, you know, Jared, this is where time of possession really starts to take a toll later in these games, with especially with teams that are kind of run heavy. Both of these teams like to run the ball a lot.
Right, not a lot of passing, which we could have expected. They're going to fake it, throw it to the middle of the field.
And they had a man wide open. That was Drew Copesy. That would have been a touchdown. But I think Justin Berry got a little too excited there. He saw his man. There was nobody within 10 yards on either side of him. That would have been an easy walk-in touchdown.
And there you see a lineman limping. That is number 58.
Darius Williams.
All-out blitz was just enough to stop it for West Carrollton.
So it'll be 2nd and 10, a minute 3 left here in the 3rd. You're going to see 2 receivers go to the top of the screen. One goes in motion. Handoff up the middle. And here's a little bit of more chippiness going on over there at the top of the screen. A little bit of shoving.
That was a nice play call there by Coach. If Barry hangs onto that ball half a second longer, he was about to get blown up. There was a defender in the backfield as soon as they snapped the ball.
Loss of 1 on the play.
If he doesn't hand that off, that would have been a huge loss.
Miamisburg will have to have 1 more play in this quarter. And if you're West Carrollton and you can hold them here at only a field goal attempt,
you got to take it as a win.
That's a win.
You got to keeping this game manageable.
And Miamisburg just takes their first timeout.
Miamisburg, that's their first.
So this is a huge play for Miamisburg. You got to think that Coach is really thinking they're going to lock this thing up if they're able to put this thing in the end zone.
At this point, this is 4-down territory if you're Miamisburg.
Yeah, most likely one more score can ice this thing, and if you're able to put the ball in the end zone.
And just think, we've still got a whole fourth quarter to go.
Yeah, I was not expecting a third quarter like this, Jared. Rather lopsided.
3rd and 11 here. 22 seconds left.
Seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. Jackson Lycap alongside my partner in crime, Matthew Pennington. It's a 3rd down and 11 coming up. Barry is in shotgun formation.
Barry stakes a 3-step drop, throws it middle of the field, and it is hauled in by Perry. Tackled at the 29 or the 19 by Nevels for the Pirates. And
it really looked like Perry was about to break that tackle, get some extra yardage, but it's good job by the defense, able to pull him down.
So 4th and 9 at the 19. This is in Mooney's range. We're going to the fourth quarter. 1 quarter left here to play. 4th and 9 if you're the Vikings. What do you do?
I think I'm just going to kick the field goal, Jared. I'm sounding very, very conservative tonight. Normally, I'm more, the go for it guy.
I know this is not like you. I mean,
but I think I just want to get out of this first game with a win. Haven't really played as well as what we've expected, what we're used to. But I think you can just maybe just kick this thing, get this. You're going to stretch it out. It's going to be a 3-possession lead. Going to have a really, really tough time for the Pirates in order to come back in this. You make it 3 possessions, it's going to make it even tougher. And things are just going to begin to mount. There's going to be less running, and then next thing you know, you're going to have a rookie quarterback forced to throw the ball the entire fourth quarter, and that's not what you want if you're the Pirates.
And if you're Miamisburg here, it does not look like their kicking unit is on the field. I do not see Mooney out there. Oh, there he is. Never mind. He was hiding. Mooney has missed one going this way. It was short in the first quarter.
A little bit of a knuckleball.
Right. Didn't really get up high enough up off the ground. So let's see. I mean, this is, if you miss it, there's a chance for the Pirates.
Brock Vaughn on to hold.
Mooney's kick is up, and it is good. Extends the lead up to 24-7, and there comes the T-shirt cannon out here now for the Vikings on their side. But 24-7 now, 5 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter. Now West Carrollton, with not really moving the ball well, they made their bed, and now it's time to lie in it. I mean, this is going to be a lot of passing, and with 1 timeout, you got to work the sideline. I know there's 12 minutes left, but you're down 24-7.
Yeah, 17.
You've got to assume that this is going to be 2-minute offense for you the rest of the way.
17 points is not easy to come back from, Jared, especially with such a young and inexperienced quarterback. He's shined in some parts today, but then here in this third quarter, he really kind of looked like he was starting to become overwhelmed. It's a lot to put on his plate, try and bring you down from back 17. But we will see what the young guys got in store.
Here we go. Miamisburg on to kick off.
And the kick is off.
And this one will get fielded at the 1.
Return by Buckner.
Buckner gets it out across the 25.
Up to around the 26.
This could be a make-or-break drive now for West Carrollton, down by 3 possessions.
Just about to say, down by 3 possessions. They need to get points out of this drive. Only 11 left to go in the game. Not going to have too many more offensive drives for West Carrollton.
So as the Miamisburg front 7 comes back out onto the field, looking for another stop. Going to be interesting to see how much pressure they dial up this possession, because they've been bringing the house here in recent downs, in recent drives.
So how will Cloyd come back out after Cloyd got manhandled that last drive? 2 big sacks in the backfield.
He was getting pushed around. deep in his own field, deep in his own area.
Cloyd under center, or back in shotgun formation. Cloyd airing it out, and just a little bit outside the reach from Anthony, or Buckner.
There's a good throw. It's just a little too high. You got to like what they're doing, but just not quite on the money. And you can tell that he doesn't have a lot of experience. This is, I'm very impressed with how Cloyd has played tonight, but it's a tough position to play. Quarterback is really tough, man.
Second and 10 at the 24.
Darby lined up in the backfield with Cloyd.
And at this point, I mean, Miamisburg knows Darby's not going to be a big thing. What a roll out there by Cloyd. Cloyd lobs it downfield and is hauled in.
He's got an open man. That's number 4, Nevels.
Nevels inside Viking territory down to the 35. And now you look some jawing between there, number 4 and number 11 for Miamisburg.
It was a beautiful catch by Nevels.
Pass? I mean, he doesn't even get all of it. I mean, this is just a lob down the sideline. And Nevels just got through the defense untouched. Tackled right down to the 36. And West Carrollton up on the line quickly. If they want to have a chance, you got to score before 10 minutes left.
Boy,
another one right, and what a hold on there by number 5.
Corwin Hurt is really delivering some blows here in the second half. That was a huge hit.
But Anthony held on to that one.
It's a tough young kid.
Moves the chains, and West Carrollton moving up tempo, and kind of wonder, where did you think that this was going? I mean, granted, Miamisburg is not, they're only rushing 3, it looks like, and playing a little bit more prevent, but West Carrollton is just finding the holes in this prevent defense.
Yeah, they got a lot of playmakers on this offense, so if you give Cloyd time, and they will find the openings.
Cloyd rolling the wrong way and sacked for a big loss. Back behind the 35, out back to the 36.
Looks like that one was number 45, Mason Colvin. His second sack of the game, I believe.
And the refs missed a holding right there by Logan Hinch against West Carrollton.
And you really got to feel for Cloyd on plays like that. There was 4 free rushers in his face. The offensive line just had no help for him there.
Clock slowly winding down here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 22. Cloyd back to pass. Hit as he throws. On it looked like it was tipped, and is that Hurt again? Yeah, that's Hurt again.
Nearly intercepted.
Now it's going to be 3rd and a quarter of the field.
Coyle just got blasted in the mouth at the end of that play.
Yeah, he got hit as he threw, and he is. Yeah,
he's hanging in there, man.
Staying in there. I mean, he has been hit hard this second half. I mean, he was buried twice in that last possession for them. And 3rd and 22.
He's taking a lot of hits here in the second half, Jared, and he keeps getting back up. Gotta love seeing the toughness out of the young guy.
Cloyd back to pass, airs it, and there's going to be a flag called.
Or maybe not.
Oh,
I see no laundry. I believe he was tripped.
It looked like it. You can hear West Carrollton livid on the sideline. Clock stop here by the ref. So it'll be 4th and long here, and 4th and 22. I mean, this is the game right here. I mean, if you don't pick it up or score on this play, I mean, Miamisburg can probably just run it out from here. You only have 1 timeout left. Play clock's down to 8.
But these guys have been able to make some pretty big plays tonight, so we will see. Cloyd
rolls it back to the sideline, and it's almost intercepted.
Justin Davis almost had a pick six. He almost had himself a house call tonight.
That one would have went back to the house, but that's another one turning upfield before you have the ball. But turnover on downs for Miamisburg.
And that is where some of the inexperience comes in for Cloyd. He took the snap, took 2 steps to his right, and then looked back and threw it before he even looked to see where the defense was. You got to have a little more patience there as a young quarterback. Not try and force any bad throws. He's lucky he only has 1 interception tonight.
Yeah, there's at least 3 or 4 that he should have. And the one that was the actual interception, his receiver, it bounced off his hands. It wasn't even his fault.
Yep.
But 10:03 left. Miamisburg will take over on the turnover on downs. See a late add-on here for the Vikings. That was number 32.
Luke Myers. Well, they're key defensive players.
And the play clock was down to 6, and Miamisburg calls a timeout.
Their second timeout of the half.
So 10:03 left, and this one is almost about time to wrap it up and put a bow on it.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are only going to have to get a couple of first downs, and we can probably wrap this one up, Jared.
So, I mean, you look on. I mean, next week, West Carrollton will go home. Their home opener this 2021 season, they'll be against the Piqua Indians. We'll be there for that one for week number 2, and Miamisburg will go to Lebanon. Lebanon was supposed to play Springboro tonight, and that was called off due to positive COVID cases on Lebanon. So we might see Miamisburg play next week. I don't know. Then for West Carrollton, there'll be week 3 at Stebbins. That'll be the Thursday night game of the week for ABC. And in Miamisburg, week 3, they will play Harrison. Week 4, West Carrollton will play the Pirates.
Hand off around the corner.
West Carrollton will play at Tippecanoe.
Gonna pick up about 7 on the play. That was Drew Copesy on the rush.
Finishing out the rest of the West Carrollton season, they'll be home for Butler week 6. Then at Greenville. Then they'll be home for Sydney, at Troy. Then week 9, we will be there for Xenia versus West Carrollton. That's always a good back-and-forth matchup between the 2 schools. And then they will close out at home against Fairborn. And looking at Miamisburg the rest of the season, after Harrison in week 4, here comes the end around with
Davis. We're going to get to the boundary and
he
step
has
out of
enough
bounds.
for a first down. After Harrison, the Vikings will go on the road week 4 at Centerville. Then they will be home for Wayne. Week 7, they will be at Northmont. Then we'll be back here week 7, Fairmont Firebirds versus the Miamisburg Vikings. Then Miamisburg will go on the road to Beaver Creek in week 8. Week 9, Springfield. And then they will finish the season, and we will finish the season with them at Springboro. Week 10, that one has always been a back-and-forth game. We are 4 years removed, where I think Miamisburg won 66-55 here.
Everyone always loves a high-scoring game.
Davis, a gain of 9 on that one.
And here late in this game, they're starting to feed their workhorse, and he is starting to eat, man.
A little bit too late, though, for us calling him in the keys to the game.
But, you know, Jared, he's had very impactful plays throughout this game. He had a couple of really big plays, first drive of the game, or second drive of the game, where they scored their touchdown. So he's had an impact throughout, just not really what we expected.
So it was a gain of 8 on the play, down to the 43.
I'm really excited to watch these 2 teams later in the season, Jared, see how they're able to grow.
What a delayed handoff there to Perry, enough for a first down for the Vikings. Across the 40, down to the 38. So we approach 8 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. And, I mean, this first half, it was a barn burner, tied at 7. And really, we thought West Carrollton was going to take advantage of this early in that third quarter. Miamisburg, 2 huge unsportsmanlike penalties that were dead ball, and that's why they both were added on. But Miamisburg capitalized, overcame that, and has went on a 21 unanswered point score, or 17, sorry. Hurt gets to the outside.
He's going to take
out
a
of bounds.
big hit at the end of that play. McKinney's going to blast him.
Second down and 3 at the 32.
But yeah, Jared, like you said, it really doesn't feel like.
This doesn't feel like a 17-point win.
Not at all. It feels like a much closer game. It feels like both teams have played to similar levels, but it's just one team has been able to capitalize when they've gotten in position, and the other team hasn't. And
look,
it can clearly.
This could be a lot worse. Miamisburg had the ball in red zone opportunities twice and missed both field goals. Davis is going to get to the edge, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, they've had really good field position a couple different times in this game, and have not been able to capitalize with missed field goals, and that's keeping this thing that has this thing as much tighter than what it definitely could be.
See here in the Kettering Health replay. Look at that stiff arm, just pushing 24 and 21 both for West Carrollton out of the way.
Such a big, strong runner.
And we've got 2 more games this year with the Vikings, and I'm going to be excited to see what Davis's numbers are at those 2 games. Davis again that's Hurt.
And Hurt is going to keep turning. Is that a touchdown? Yes, it is, Jared.
It is a 21-yard touchdown.
What a beautiful run. He's the defensive back, and right there they handed the ball off to him. He showed a nose for the end zone. That's a great run.
You see here, watch this, at the end of this play, Hearns stiff arms one defender, stays in bounds. You see there tiptoe. No, I think he stepped out at the 3. That foot was on the white.
Very close, Jared.
I think he stepped out of bounds, and I don't think the ref had the right angle to call that. Congrats, Hurt, on a strong, powerful run, but I guess it pays to wear white shoes when you're on the white sideline.
And just like that, after an extra point,
high
could be a
snap,
24-point
but
game.
Kick is up and still good. That was a quick high snap that John Smith set down and got the laces out.
There's a good hold.
That'll put it up to 31-7 now for the Vikings, and Miamisburg is looking to open up this 2021 season
with a huge win.
With a packed crowd on the home side, first one in nearly a year and a half.
Jared, it's so beautiful to see all, it's so amazing to see all these faces out here. No mask, much fewer COVID guidelines. Great to have so many people out to enjoy a beautiful Friday night.
And the rain held off. There was spotty showers all over, and the rain held off. I texted Jamie Drosick before the game, and she said it looked good, so she kept her word. It rained just a little bit before kickoff, but it has been clear. You see now the crowd starting to leave for the Pirates.
Howard's going to come across the 20.
Howard not giving up. He has had excellent.
He's a playmaker, Jared. He put the ball in his hands. He'll make guys miss.
So next week, week number 2, MVCC Game of the Week presented by Kettering Health will be the West Carrollton Pirates, and they're going to look to bounce back against the Piqua Indians. I believe those 2 teams played last year. Let's take a look and quick look and see how that game turned out last year.
You know, there's a lot of good takeaways you could have from this.
Cloyd
is going to fire, and his wide receiver was not
I
even
think
looking.
that one was tipped at the line. That looked like it was altered at the. I mean, last year, West Carrollton, for going 2-6, they put up the points.
Yeah, this was a very dynamic offense last year, Jared. Between Kamari, Cleveland, and Darby, they had 25 touchdowns.
And no, they did not play Piqua last year. Let's see if they played them in 19. They played them in 2019, and West Carrollton won that one 39-34 in an offensive shootout. So it looks promising. Let me try and find out and see what Piqua has done.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So after the 5-yard penalty, it's going to be 2nd and 5.
We have some other scores throughout our coverage area. Centerville's leading 21-17 over Fairfield at the end of the third.
Cloyd takes the snap, looking, rolling, the pressure.
Cloyd
He's going to run back the other way. He's going to have some room.
And he breaks
Keeps
another tackle.
fighting.
And he's going to be close to a first down.
Very athletic young man. Cloyd able to escape one rusher and then get out to the other side of the field and pick up some nice yardage.
Last we have on Valley View versus Shawnee. Valley View up 22-7.
Brock Harris was not able to pull him down in the backfield. And you see on the replay, he just keeps fighting. And it takes 3 Vikings to pull him down. Cloyd is going to take the snap this time, fires it out. It's going to be pulled in. No, the ref is going to say it's incomplete, off the ground. Cedric not able to pull that one in.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be here early for girls JV and girls varsity soccer, their season.
So now
And
4th and 1.
This was 50 minutes ago. Piqua was 41-0 at Belmont over the half. So this could be an interesting game next week between the Indians and the Pirates.
Oh, it is Belmont.
Maybe we can get our graphics department to get a sword fight between an Indian and a Pirate going on.
Yeah, there we go.
4th down carry is picked up. Just a little bit over 6 minutes left here to go. 6 minutes left. A lot could still happen for the Vikings. We got to start thinking about our player of the game. Stickle had 2 big runs, but I can't give it to him with that huge mistake of that taunting penalty. That's one that you cannot do.
Yeah, it's definitely a big no-no, Jared, but the only other player for Miamisburg really make a huge impact is Chris Davis, right?
I could find the defensive stats and see who has the most sacks for Miamisburg. Hurt. He just had that touchdown run, and he's been all over the field on all special teams. But, this is going to be a hard one to pick.
I believe Brock Harris has 2 sacks.
Now you're just making it harder.
We've had a very impressive front 7.
We can't give it to the front 7.
Well, I'm just saying, they've had a great game.
We could give it to the front 7 so we don't have to make
the whole unit, man.
Yeah, both offense and defense front 7. This one, week 1, this one's going to be hard.
They've definitely won the battle of the trenches tonight, though. Barry is, has been under very little pressure.
It's been virtually none this second half.
Yeah, Whereas on the other side, Cloyd has been just getting destroyed here in the second half.
3rd and 6 here from the 43. Cloyd back to pass, whips it out, and what a catch over the middle.
Half tempted to give to Cedric Anthony.
He's caught the ball and been smacked by Hurt how many times and held on to the ball.
He's a tough,
I mean, you see here, watch this in the Kettering Health replay. Boom! And again, it's Hurt. Comes up and blows. Oh, no, that's not Hurt. That looked like 15 or 16 at the end.
Call it Desmond Owens.
But still, I mean, the physicality out there on the field, and he is holding on to the ball.
He's taking a lot of big hits tonight. Fakes another handoff.
Out to, is that Anthony again?
Yes, it is.
And Anthony
is going to get thrown to the ground.
And he's mad. I mean, he smacks the turf when he gets up.
Aiden Dyer kind of gave him a dirty look after he throws him to the ground. Anthony,
that's the only way you're going to get him on the ground. He's been able to take a hit and stay up. That well-deserved ice bath after the game tonight. Now you're going to see Anthony and McKinney go to the top.
3:47 and counting. Second down and 2 coming up for Cloyd.
Going to be a fake the handoff out to Anthony. Anthony brushes off one defender and almost dances out of a second one, but he'll have enough for another Pirates first down. And
every time you throw the ball to this guy, he catches it and he makes a play, and now it looks like he's down hurt. And we also have 2 Vikings.
They were come up limping.
Number 11, Justin Davis, and I believe number 12, Nathan Ennis, kind of slowly walking across the field.
You see he's up, and now he probably just cramp. I mean, it's cooler, but I mean, you started this game, and it was high humidity.
It's definitely been a hot one out today, Jared.
Now West Carrollton coming back out. He walked off the field. I mean, hamstrings and Charlie horses are nothing to joke about. I mean, I've had a few, and no, you can't walk. You don't want to move as soon as it starts.
Yeah, all you can really do is grab a drink of water and try and stretch it out.
Well, almost a broken tackle there.
Breaking tackles and is tripped up at the end.
And I mean, you're looking at the stats on the scoreboard. 254 total yards for Miamisburg, 252 for West Carrollton. I mean, these teams are virtually even stat-wise. And let's see.
It's going to be a false start.
False start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
I mean, it's a false start on the entire offensive line but the center. I've heard that one called a few times in the NFL where everybody else moves, but the center is like, I didn't hike the ball. Where'd you go?
Right now, if you're West Carrollton, it is not playing to win. It is playing to build momentum heading into their next game next week, next Friday night.
Hands it off to Darby. He's going to break a tackle.
Trucks for a first
and
lost the ball.
Ball pops out. This one
Miamisburg corrals the fumble, and that's going to put the Vikings at +2 on the day.
It's going to be picked up
45
by Mason Colvin.
Couple handoffs and runs, and you see here in the Kettering Health replay, Darby plows through.
Knocks it out.
Knocked out by Hurt for the Vikings, and it's just a, I mean, there's 3 Vikings there and only 1 Pirates. I mean,
Colvin was in good position to pick that ball up after the fumble.
Excellent job there by the camera people and the replay crew. I mean, that was a clear shot, clear fumble, clear recovery. And just think that these are these kids' first time running a camera for us.
Yeah, definitely impressed by the guys that we got in the truck and out here on the field with us tonight. Good job, guys. Handoff around the end.
Davis stays on his feet, spun down to the ground, but a gain enough for a first down.
Out to the 41. I think by the time this game ends, he's going to have 100 yards here. Here in this fourth quarter, he's been racking them up.
Look at the hole that this offensive line creates.
I think we got to give it to both lines, Jared.
Right, I mean,
the
player
holes on
of the
offense have been
game,
huge.
right. and the moves on the defensive line have been it's just as big. Here, number 4 gets the ball there.
And he's going to keep breaking a couple tackles. Tough running
Copsey there with a big run.
Got a Pirate down for a second. Now he's up.
But watch this. Copsey just brushes off that one.
Sheds one tackler.
Well, look at that block, comeback block there by number 68 for the Vikings. And heads up there by Copsey to just tuck it and go down with the roll. So we approach a minute and a half left. Hands off to Perry. Perry rumbles to the sideline, cuts it back in at the 20, down to the 15.
Man, he looked like LeGarrette Blunt on that play. Just a big man with a full head of steam running guys over.
I think he'll take that compliment.
I would. He's a powerful back.
I would too. I mean,
powerful back. I mean, he's such a big boy.
He just rumbling down the sideline.
Lowers his shoulder.
And I think, and you
by
see
his
there,
hair.
McKinney kind of got out of the way. It's like, oh, I don't want to get hit by that. That's a freight train coming.
Yeah.
And I mean, this point, I mean, you got to at least reward him. Let him have another run here for a touchdown, maybe.
Good running by Miamisburg here in the second half.
5'8", 215 by Perry.
They're gonna.
Victory formation. They will kneel that one down.
And that one is gonna do it. As the final seconds will tick off, Miamisburg is gonna go to 1-0 on the field, or 1-0 on the season with an impressive second half performance, 31-7 over the crosstown rival West Carrollton Pirates.
Complete domination in the second half.
Like you said, total domination, and I mean it's not heard of, but I think we have to give the player of the game to both the offensive and the defensive line. Offensive line, just the holes that they created on the offensive end, and the defensive line. You said Brock had 2 sacks himself, and just the lines did their job. And Miamisburg they move on. They play at Lebanon next week, at Harrison the next week after that. This line is only going to get better for the Vikings as the season moves on. An impressive way to start the season here, 31-7, and that one will send us home, and join us next week as the West Carrollton Pirates will host the Piqua Indians in an intense MVL showdown next week at Dayton Outpatient Center Field in West Carrollton. Signing off for the rest of Miami Valley Communication crew, Jared Bergstrom and Andy Horton.
We'll see you next week, folks.